So, hello YouTube. You join me today in a different setting to normal. If you can't tell, we're inside my house and we're having a quick look through the rack. Just going to do a little bit of spot cleaning if any needs doing, and I'm going to show you guys who resides in here. So, first one first. Clearly, there's no snake in here. This tub belongs to a little fella I've named Prince, and Prince is an 87.5% super dwarf purple snow. And he's lovely. So, hang on a momento. So, he's just in a little tub at the minute while I was cleaning him out. See if we can get him out of here without too much calamity. He isn't a fan of going in little tubs, unfortunately, this fella. He gets a little bit stressed out. So, let's get rid of that. So, here we go. So, here is little Princey boy. You can see I don't know if the camera's picking it up really nicely, but he's a really, really nice pale example of a snow. Lots of white, lots of light yellows, a really gentle purple on him down his dorsal pattern. But he's lovely, an absolute powerhouse for super dwarf breeding. And there's something I've noticed as well when you get to that 87.5% super dwarf number, really does affect the size potential of the animals. Like 75% super dwarf stuff tends to stay a bit smaller, but the jump between 75% SD and 87 is massive. The size difference. I had two in my previous collection that were 87 and a halves, and they both topped out at like 9 and a bit foot. Different bloodlines, completely different animals. I would put that down to the SD percentage. I think that's really what we've got to be striving for as super dwarf breeders, is using them higher and higher percentage animals, because we know that 50s get massive. Anything below 50 can get absolutely huge. Is it Eric Lee who's got like 37.5% super dwarf Mochino, and she's about 18 foot? So it's a numbers game. Try and get him to go back away, because he's got a right good grip in my hand. He's not the most trusting little fella of people, but there we go. So there's one tub. Grab me hook. So above him is sort of one of my productions. I sent an old male of mine to Joseph Hegarty. So I sent him a 37.5% super dwarf golden child Mochino, 100% het, and we paired him to Joe's Marble Tiger, 75% Super Dwarf Marble Tiger. And so we have this really nice here, if we can see him, 50 odd percent Super Dwarf. Ooh, he's not happy today. 50 odd percent Super Dwarf, Golden Child, with really nice silver eyes. But he is really, really not happy today. What's up with you? This is really out of character. He's normally a little bit flaily, but there's never this. Oh, there we go. And he started. So there's the golden child. As you can see, he's a little bit of a lively boy, but he's all right. He's going nice today. I have noticed he occasionally stargazes a little bit, this fella. So it's something that I am going to keep an eye on. But he eats like an absolute champ. And as you can see, he's doing well. Nice and chunky bugger. So we'll try and get him back. So you'll see him now. Try and put him away. You'll see him start looking up. There we go. That's him in. He was a bit more lively than I was expecting today. And now we've got two girls in this top one from the same breeding. Let's see if we can get these two out. I've been testing a theory that I've heard about anecdotally. So one of these is a really good eater. One of them's a really bad eater. And I heard someone talking about he keeps all of his babies together for a bit while he feeds them to try and get them, competing with each other for food, kind of thing. Oh, come here, you. So the first one I'm going to get out today is the marble I have from that same parent as these three So the golden child, the marble, and the other snake in here, they're all from the same breeding. I'm going to let you know anecdotally as well, from what I've found, keeping a good feeder with a bad feeder has not helped the other one eat at all. I'm still assist feeding the other snake in there. But here's a really, really nice example of a marble. She's in shed at the minute, but if you can see, she's got that nice, messy dorsal pattern. She's not a striped out one. I like the striped ones, but I also like these. And then she's got that really busy, see if I can get it in there. She's got a nice head stamp and a really busy like pattern down her neck, and then it spaces out a little bit. She's got some awesome silver side flames and bits of orange on the side. Can we get it in? This is so difficult to film, by the way. The bigger snakes are way easier. But she's in shed, so it's hard to see. But she has good silver side flames in here, and then these little orange patches. But she's an absolute champ, eating like a beast and getting there. And then the last one, the last snake, I should say, that I'll show you in the rack. We think there was a bit of parthenogenesis that went on in the clutch because we paired a golden child to a tiger, and this thing looks like a crazy ass super tiger sunfire thing, which it isn't. So as you can see on the size difference from the last two to this one's really not a good eater. She's not started eating on her own yet. I've been assist feeding chicken legs to her, but she's still not taking a meal on her own. You can see she's a lot slender. She's still full of beans, she's still got energy, but look at the pattern on her. So it was a golden child mochino het anery to a marble tiger het anery. We didn't seem to hit any aneries in the clutch. But what do we think this is? Answers on a postcard, because the only thing we can think it is a bit of parthenogenesis. So the female has put two copies of her own DNA together, kind of thing, and popped out a really funky super tiger. So I'm really hoping this one will, thrive eventually with a few more assist feeds, and hopefully she'll start feeding on her own. But she is really slim. It's a shame because she's gorgeous. Imagine that at 9-10 foot long. There's funky pattern all over it. So there we go. So these, like I say, these are all from a joint breeding between me and Joseph Hegarty. Snaky J's on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok as well. I think he's on. So everyone go and get at him. Go and have a look at his stuff because he's got some cool stuff. Anyone in the UK or EU that wants any babies, we've still got a couple left from this. So give me or him a shout and we'll sort you out like. And then in this drawer down here, something a bit different. So I got approached by someone I knew vaguely in a supermarket just after my last house had burned down, and their brother had a couple of reptiles and they were going away to work on the oil rigs. So he couldn't take the reptiles with him. His missus didn't really want to look after them. So they said, "Do you want them?" And it was a rat snake and some sort of gecko, I was told. So I was like, "Yeah, fuck it, why not? Let's take them on and we'll have some fun." I've since moved the rat snake on. I rehomed him. He went to a good home. But this little fella, we call him Rusty. See if I can move the camera a wee bit to get a better view. Here you go. Here's little Rusty. He's an African fat-tailed gecko. I don't know if there's a name for, the colours and pattern on him and the morph or whatever, but here he is. He has got a regenerated tail, as you can see there, that big fat chunky thing at the back. Well, that's growing nice, that now. There he is. He's got a little bit of shed stuck on his toes, but he's doing all right, is the fella. He's a little cutie pie, like though. Look at his little face. Look at him. How can you not love that? He's ace. Geckos aren't massively my thing, but I can appreciate him because he is cool. And watching him eat is really funny. I'm a real big fan of him. So that's Rusty, and then we've got one more animal inside to show you. That's a part of the SSD collection that we haven't shown anyone else yet. So hang on 2 seconds for me. Here's one I prepared earlier. If I can get this fella out, because he's a little bit more lively than the rest of the animals inside. So here is the final guy. This is Clifford. This is Clifford, the baby crested gecko. Here he is. I'm going to try and stop him from jumping onto stuff and trying to get away from me. But I don't know about patterns and colours and morphs of crested geckos, but this was also from Snaky J, kind of. His son has quite a couple of crested geckos, and this was the first baby he produced, and he said he didn't want it to go anywhere else but to me after I had the fire. So there's Clifford. I'm getting an insight into other parts of the reptile world, because I've always been just a snake man, really. But look at him, he's a cool little guy. I think he's a boy. I ain't got a clue. I was told he was a boy, so that'll do for me. So there we go. So that's all the animals on the inside. We are going to go out to the shed. I've got a little bit of stuff to do. Well, everyone needs cleaning, but I'm not going to show you that. What I'll show you today is the amaretto needs cleaning. She's just gone through a really big, deep shed. And so I'm hoping that's her showing me that she's starting her cycle. The male, Ringo, that we put in with her on the last video, he's been getting a little bit more, active inside of his viv. So I'm hoping that all that's pointing towards her getting ready for breeding. So I'm going to get her out. We're going to clean her viv, and then after that we're gonna throw them together. And I'm just going to quickly get the lid on this Cresty's tub because that thing's too fast for me. I could do with him growing a bit so I can handle him properly, but there we go. But right, you'll join me in the shed soon. So now we join me in the shed. Speaking of sheds, the amaretto, she made a right nice mess. She's had a good shed in there. Looks like she's got it all off in a wanna, which is lovely. Which also means she's probably going to be just as spicy as ever. So we're just going to go gentle as always, and hope that she doesn't just launch herself at me anywhere. And she is on point immediately. So I just take it slow. I've talked you through the process before. You just take it slow. I need to wait for her to get her face to a position where I can start touching her with the hook. So if I keep sliding that glass, look at her. She's going to bang the glass. And we don't want that. That's not ideal. So I'm just going to go real gentle. See if we can slowly open that. Where's my bigger hook? See if I can just reach that round and touch her face with it. Nah, she's going to nail it. Oh, shit. Didn't see that. No. There we go. Yeah, she's retreating now. That's what we want. And I've accidentally knocked a glass out of the runner, which isn't ideal. There we go. So we're just going to keep on doing what we're doing and hope she doesn't strike. Every time she strikes, it's a loss for us as a keeper personally. If she starts thrashing about and striking at me and the hooks and stuff, we're not succeeding. We're not succeeding. So now she's on the move. We're going to try to whip her out quickly. But she's looking absolutely stunning. Stunning. So we're going to gently get her out. Start laying her straight in the tub, because I'm not taking any chances today. Not that I ever take any chances, but there we go. And it's as easy as that when they're being a bit arsey. Obviously, that was really good from her. She wanted to strike. She wanted to find out whether them hooks were food. But because you go slow, go gentle. You don't have to hit them with the you don't have to hit them with hook. You don't have to slide the glass open dead fast, because all that's going to do is just create that instinct reaction, isn't it? Just go nice and steady, nice and gentle. Treat her how you'd like to be treated and all that crap, and you're away. And I've got shed all up in between the glass. Yeah, look at that. Nice, good shed. It's not in one piece, but she's definitely got it all off. Some nice urates in there. So now I'm going to clean this out, get her back in, and then we're going to get Ringo in there as well with her, because I think we should be getting on to go time now. So I haven't really spoke too much about what I do getting females ready for breeding. But the long and short of it is you increase their food at around this time of year. So, you know, it's mid-September now. People usually start increasing the food to the snake. Well, no, first you starve them for 2 months. Let's not miss that part out. Typically, that's what people tend to do, is you starve them for 2 months. You don't feel, I'm dropping urates everywhere. You starve them for 2 months, and then you start ramping the food up. So then you'll go for after that 2 month starve to they're not. So you'll feed them, and then you'll have like your normal break between feeding. So whether that be 14, 20 days, whatever. So you'll do that for the first one, and then you'll just increase the frequency of meals. Because what you're doing is you're replicating like the cycle of nature, aren't you? So it isn't just because the snakes have got eating more food that they breed. In the wild, you're kind of replicating when things are hatching, when other like mammals are being born. So like, you know, your rats, your mice, your rabbits. I know a lot of them do it year round, but they'll have like there'll be a time of year where most of them are born, and that's what you're replicating, because it's to the body, telling the animal that it's a good time to breed now because it's food's plentiful. There's going to be enough food for the offspring to survive and all that stuff. It isn't just as simple as, I'm fat now, I'm going to breed. We're trying to replicate nature in what we're doing here. Some people, as I mentioned before, they use temperatures. I've been doing that a little bit, but not majorly. I don't know enough about the drops that I need to do to do it through temp. So I do at night. I leave the door wide open on the shed though, and I get that down to like, what was it at last night? 13 degrees, 12, 13 degrees. So means all the cool ends of the vivs are going to drop down, and then the warm sides are only set to be about 27, 28. So we can have like a nice gradient in here, and that's what you want. I don't want to take too many risks dropping temps because I just don't know enough about it. And there we go. Here's the only problem with vivs you build yourself. They're not as perfect. These are a little bit rough and ready. I've roughed them up and made a right load of cock-ups with the glasses in these, so there's a bit of a pain in the arse. I measured the glasses wrong. Well, there we go. So let's disinfect this one. Where is it? There it is. We might just have enough in here to get this finished. Really, I probably shouldn't have cleaned her out. I should have just thrown the male straight in there to get all them smells going. But I can't stand dirty vivs. So, for that case, I'm cleaning it first. I might actually throw some of them urates that I've pulled out back in just to give him some scent to really get him excited and hope that that'll kick him in. Because he has been progressively, I think I said this in the last video, but he has been progressively showing more and more courtship behaviour, which is what we want. Obviously, we want to breed these two, so we want him courting her. So I'm really hopeful that one day, whilst I'm filming like this, we'll get the opportunity to show you what a male retic does to court the woman. Because it can be really, really fascinating, because they go like animated almost. They go from moving in a controlled manner to all over the place and bumping into things. They arch the back up like a cat, and then they crawl up. They can sometimes they push the girl around a bit, kind of let them know they're there. I'm the boss here. Come on then. And then they climb on top, and my favourite thing to watch with them is when they start spurring. So if anyone doesn't know, snakes still have the remnants of legs right near their cloaca, which is their bits where they do everything. And the males use them when they're caught. Well, retic males use them when they're caught in females. They'll scratch them like that up the back while they crawl around, and then and then they get their end away. So there we go. Right, let's get some noose papier in there, and go rocking and rolling. We're cooking on gas today, and I've seen that Ringo's not in too much of a sorry state, so he might not even need a proper clean, which would be nice. We like that. Keep this dream alive. Gonna rock with you all night. Dancing till the sunlight. Oh, yeah, newspaper's just not the one for me. I find it too fiddly and frustrating. I say it probably every time I'm doing this on here, but it's just a bit of a pain. And then you're dealing with snake poo and wee, and you're having to lick your bloody fingers to get them apart. That's not good. So I'm not scared of a bit of poo and wee. Like, I've got a dirty job in reality, so a bit of muck doesn't bother me. I'm not one of them that's going to glove up for all this. I occasionally do if it's if we've got an exceptionally dirty viv, but that's few and far between, really. You just gotta knuckle up and man up. Get yourself stuck in there. So, let's get this prepped. I'm not going to cut this bit of the video now. I'm just going to kind of waffle on to you. Just so I can keep me flow, hopefully. But I'm starting to cook alive again in here. It's getting bloody warm. So, snake introductions. That's why I kept the camera rolling. That's what I wanted to talk about. So, with the amaretto, it is a little bit awkward introducing males because her food response is just crazy, as we've seen on a couple of occasions, I think, on the channel. Everything's food to her, so it is one of the reasons why you'll notice I do clean her out before I put him in there, is because then I'm hoping that my interaction with her will keep her from not thinking about food. Right, water bowl, all good. That can just stay like that for now. We'll give that a proper clean out tomorrow. For the purposes of smooth filming and pairing these two up, we're going to get her chucked back in there. We just tidy my floor space. That's another thing. You don't want to be tripping over stuff when you're handling snakes. So at every opportunity you get to clean up your area while you're doing it, do it. Because I can tell you, I've had some calamities dealing with Anne when she's been in a foul mood, and you're tripping over shit trying to get out. It's dangerous. It's not good. It is one of my issues with the door on the shed. It's just a bit small. If I'm dealing with Anne, she's being a bit of a dick, and I need to get her outside to get some space, I trip up all the time trying to drag her through there. But anyway, that's enough waffling about Anne. Introduction time. So, I'm going to pull the lid off in the safest manner as possible, with it opening away from us. Oh, I'm going to have to show you her now. Hang on. Get you off there. Look at that perfect little circle there. She's a gorgeous, gorgeous animal, isn't she? She's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So we'll get you back on the tripod. There we go. So, let's get her back in a viv. But before we do that, I am going to just take that out of there, just so I'm ready to rock straight away. So, just a touch. Let me get her up, just to try and get her moving a bit. And the problem is with her, I need two hands now. She's getting a decent size. She's getting chunky too. Chunky in all the right places, thankfully. Try and let her straighten out. God, you're getting heavy, girl. So now we need to get her to go in. I'm hoping you can see this. There we go. Now, I have had her before come straight around the back of that bowl and launch herself and the bowl straight at me, which isn't ideal. It isn't my most favourite thing to happen. So now we are in a little bit of dangerous territory. We've got two open vivs with retics, but I have a lot of trust in Ringo. less so in this girl. Just gonna keep her in there, but she's behaving nicely now. So keeping an eye on the pair of them. I'm gonna see if we can get this shit moving. So I'm just going to start putting him in here. I'm going to keep an eye on her. I'm going to let him hopefully take himself in there now. I know it all looks a little bit precarious. That's because it is. But I just want her to stay nice and calm. I just want her to stay over there and know it's not feeding time. Whoop, that made me jump. He made her jump there. That's all right. Go on, Ringy. You're all right, bud. You know her. So now she's coming back round. This is the time where I'm going to be cautious. He's making his way in. See this here. Right, so I'm hoping you'll be able to just about see it. He was just arching on his front corner there, on his front kind of where his neck is. So I'm just going to touch her with the hook again. So she knows it's not feeding time. But he was just starting to arch a bit at the front, just here. It was only a slight one. I've not seen him do any big, really obvious ones yet. But we're just gonna let him take his time getting in there. I'm gonna keep an eye on where her head's going because she's moving a bit quick. But there you go. She knows he's there now. Just need to keep her inside the viv whilst he goes in. I'm hoping he'll throw some nice arches for us if she is indeed at the point where I think she is. So it looks like I'm bonking her out there. I promise you I'm not. I'm gently touching her, but the fronts of their faces are so sensitive that any slight touch on them there normally does make them jump back. So these two are getting in together. I'm not seeing anything that's worrying me from the pair of them. So no major bits of courtship from him yet. No big arches. But we've still got time. So I'm just going to gently get him to get his tail in there. And we're going to really slowly. What's she doing? She's being a bit weird. So now we're just watching behaviour. Just watching how they're interacting with each other. She's not. So what you're looking for a negative interaction. So when you're looking to pull the male out of there, the females will start kicking them with their body. They'll bump them off. They'll push them away. They'll seem uncomfortable. It's really easy to read. Right now these two are seeming quite comfortable together. The big sign that they're not happy is they wag their tails. They'll flick the tails around. That's them saying, I'm not ready for that yet. I'm not wanting that. That is not what we're doing. And obviously if she strikes at him, then get the bugger out as quickly as possible. But and there you go. And if they wee or poo, like as soon as the male's in there, they tend to be pretty quick if they don't want them in. They'll wee everywhere. Just to say, like, stay out of that place, mate. Not for you. I do believe they can occasionally throw a bit of blood out in their wee when they're saying no to a male. So we're going to try and shut this carefully because I don't want her striking because she's an idiot. So now we wait. So I'm trying to give you a bit of a. Let me shut this door to get rid of that glare. And then we can stand and talk and look and see what's going on. So this is really, like, I'm trying to give you it as basic as I can. The retic breeding talk. What we're looking for here is them to just be comfortable together. I'm not super bothered about seeing him lock her. It'd be really nice to see him get a couple of locks in. I haven't seen any yet, but as long as I can put them together, it's that first 10 or 15 minutes is where you've got to watch. If she don't want him in there, you'll know within 10 minutes. And there we go. So I'm just gonna stand here now for a few minutes, watch these, see what's happening. But normally, this is what will happen: is my males, when I've bred before, will go in there, they'll acquaint themselves, they'll have a quick rub up and down the lady, and then they'll just stare at you. So I'm not sure if you can see that from there. And I even zoom. I can't zoom in on this, but right here is Ringo's face watching me. And what they normally do is they'll watch you until you leave, and then they'll start doing all the courtship stuff. So, as it stands, that's a good introduction there. So, in a moment, when she's not looking, I'm going to gently slide that wedge in her glass. I'm going to bugger off out of here. I have a CCTV camera up in here. So what I'll do is I'll watch them on there. And yeah, we'll hope to see something good. Hope this was informative for you, not too much repeating information. Like, all I'm doing in here is telling you what I'm thinking. Which, when you're cleaning snakes out, when you're putting them together, when you've done all that before, it's always the same stuff. And as boring as that may be, that's all you're getting. So, everyone, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you're not already. Really enjoying the little bits of back and forth I've had with a few people in the comments. Really glad that my content's being well received. And yeah, nice one, guys. Have a good one.